This episode is brought to you by Cisco Educational Premium. In the olden days, before chemistry showed me the way, I used to think that the gods are the only masters of electricity. Till one day, I was doing some laundry and I got wet hands. And then I went to pick my phone on the charger, and accidentally I touched the naked wires of the socket, and I was shocked by the electricity. Then, as a curious human being, I got wondering, why does water allow me to be shocked yet it is a non-conductor? As I dug, I found out that water, regular water, contain dissolved salts, and these form an aqueous solution that allow the transfer of electricity. The transfer of electricity also happens on the molten compounds. An aqueous solution or a molten compound can conduct electricity because in that state the ions of the compound or the aqueous solution are free, and so if a potential difference is applied to that solution, it allows electrons to flow as they cannot trap those electrons onto themselves. So that's how electricity can be conducted by molten or aqueous compounds or aqueous solution. Okay, so I kept digging and metals were begging, saying, hey, we too can conduct electricity. But how? So metals can conduct electricity because of their metallic bonding. So because of metallic bond, metals can conduct electricity. And what actually happens during metallic bonding? So in metallic bonding, the metallic structure of that metal is in such a manner that the nucleons, the positively charged nucleons, are immersed in a sea of electrons, and these allow conduction of electricity to occur. But how? Think of that time where that instant where people are carrying bags of cement in a chain. So the electrons act as those people. One is receiving a bag of cement from the other side, as that bag of cement is conveyed through that chain of people the other end. So that's how the metals, through their metallic bonding, conduct electricity. Electron can be conveyed through other electrons onto the other side as the potential difference pushes it. So that's how metals conduct electricity. And also, some metals were saying we too can conduct electricity, but we are more better than others in conduct electricity. But how? So some of these metals were those having more delocalized electrons. You see, metals conduct electricity as per the amount of delocalized electrons they have. So aluminum was saying, I can conduct electricity better than the rest because I have 3 delocalized electrons. But silver, copper, and gold were telling aluminum, hey, we have 1 valence electron, but we can conduct electricity more than you. And aluminum got wondering, why is this? Despite silver, copper, and gold having 1 valence electron in their s orbital, they are able to conduct electricity more efficiently compared to aluminum. This is because of their crystal structure. Their crystal structure allows that lone valence electron to have higher mobility compared to electrons of aluminum. So this allows them to have higher conductivity than aluminum. But how is this structure favoring them? So their structure is face-centered cubic structure, and in this structure the atoms are arranged in such a way that the valence electrons of those atoms So those atoms are there and each have a valence electron. So those valence electrons, there are a lot of atoms. So those atoms have their valence electrons forming a sea of electrons. So those that sea of electrons of silver, copper, and gold have their electrons having higher mobility than aluminium, and so aluminium considered defeat. And so we come to the three giants of conductivity: silver, copper, and gold. So gold was kicked out of the game because its valence electron is more tightly bonded to the nucleus because of relativistic effects. You see, gold has a very high atomic number of 79. This means that its electrons experience relativistic effects. And so the 6s electron experience relativistic effect and it is pulled closer to the nucleus, therefore hindering more efficient metallic bonding and so more efficient conductivity. And so gold is kicked out of the game of conductivity. And so we remain with silver and copper. So as time goes by, silver kicks out copper. Why? Silver gives out the argument that it has a higher density of 10.49 gram per centimeter cubic, which is higher than copper, which is 8.69 grams per centimeter cubic. And so, this higher density means that per cubic centimeter, there are more atoms of silver. And so, more atoms means more valence electrons, which can conduct both heat and electricity more efficiently compared to copper. And so, silver gets to the top of the game to be the metal that conduct electricity more than any other metal. But copper gives out the argument, I'm usually used more than you. So how? So copper gives out the argument that he is more cheaper and thus he is more used in wires because it can be avoided. And so it kinds of a tie in terms of practicality. But at the end of the day, silver is the metal that can conduct electricity and heat more than any other metal. Coming to think of it, why didn't I consider metals that have their chemistries allowing them to be quite good conductors like potassium, sodium, and even lithium? Why didn't I consider that? The reason is, for instance, potassium is quite unsafe because it's explosive. So despite having good conductivity, it is explosive and it is not quite safe to be used. It is in fact a very explosive metal and it cannot even be exposed to air. It is kept under oil. It is more reactive than it can be practical. And even lithium can be quite even expensive. So that's the reason why they are not used as regular conductors. Cisco Educational Premium is a section of Cisco Educationals with content that is not hosted here. There are episodes ranging from long to short videos. Remember those good old shots of ours? They are there. So how do we get there? Use the link on screen or in the description or in the pinned comment below. Enjoy yourself. And I will see you in the next episode of Cisco Educationals.